Hola mis amores, hi my loves. So, wasn't ready there. If you clicked on this video today, then it's probably because you are considering Manjaro. You've been hearing the buzz about it and everybody talking about it, maybe your coworkers, a family member, one of the tias at the family party is talking about Manjaro and you're curious about it, or you're fixing to start your journey pretty soon and you want to see what all you can find out about it. I don't know if you're anything like me, but I know when I start something like my journey, I went to YouTube to look for videos and there wasn't a lot on the subject 3 months ago when I started on Manjaro. I will say that I am no expert by any means on this matter. I am no doctor or healthcare provider or anyone like that. I am just me that's been on this journey for just over 3 months on Manjaro, and I was on Ozempic and Wegovy for about 3 months. So all in all, it's been about 5.5 months that I've been on a semaglutide and now a trizepatide, which was Ozempic, Wegovy, and now Manjaro. So I just want to share with you some of the knowledge that I have come across along the way from either my doctor or the actual Manjaro website, or just from resources of other people who have been experiencing different symptoms, side effects, and sharing their own journeys with me. And so I'm here to kind of put it all together in a nice little bundle for you and present it. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Crissy G. If you are back, then thank you so much for coming back. I love you guys. You know this, and I say it all the time because I really appreciate you actually wanting to come back and spend some time with me. So today's video, you will see that I did Manjaro 101 because I kind of wanted to go over some of the most frequently asked questions, frequently noted concerns that people share with me, or questions that I get along the way. There's so many people wanting to learn about it right now, and so I thought what better way than to just kind of bundle it up. So if you are starting your journey, or just, maybe some of you are telling me you're going to start this week, next week, congratulations on, better health, right? That's what this is about ultimately. Whether it's because you're trying to control your blood sugar levels, or whether it's because your doctor's prescribing it to you off-label for weight loss.
Oh, what is wrong with me today? I can't speak.
Either way, you're looking to be a better version of you, right? So that's why we're all here. We are going to go over 8 different topics. Okay, so the first one is going to be, what is Manjaro? The second one is, how can I get it and how much? The third one is, what do you eat on Manjaro? I get a lot of questions of what my diet is like, and you guys know how I feel about this word diet. I am trying to take it out of my vocabulary because it's been such a negative word so far in my life. 4 is going to be side effects. 5 is going to be, how long do you have to be on it? A lot of people are asking me, is this something that medication that you have to take long term, short term? What's the stitch on that? So I will be going over that. 6 is, how much weight do you lose? How much weight can you lose on Manjaro? I feel like there's a lot of speculation and high expectations, and we're going to talk about that today. And 7, what are the cons? What are the side effects to this medication? What are the bad parts, right? Because I feel like everybody's talking about how great this medication is, and not everyone is sharing what some of the cons may be to this medication. So we will talk about that today. And last but not least is 8. 8 is going to be measurements and before pictures, because if you guys saw my last video, you are going to see why it's so important to take that picture. I know for a lot of us, it's hard when you get to a certain weight. You don't even want to be in pictures. You don't want to take pictures. You shy away from it. But I'm going to let you know why it's so important to take your measurements and to take pictures. So if you are interested in today's video, then stay tuned. We have a lot to talk about today. Okay, so first question is, what is Manjaro, right? So Manjaro is a trizepatide. It is a type 2 diabetes medication, and in bold letters on the website, it does say that this is not a weight loss medication. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean that doctors are not prescribing it for patients who are looking to lose weight on this medication. I've noticed a lot more times than none that people are getting this medication even if they're just obese, looking to lose a few pounds. They may be insulin resistant. They may be pre-diabetic like myself. So there's quite a bit reasons why your doctor may prescribe you Manjaro. Okay, Manjaro has a GLP-1 and a GIP receptor. which means that those receptors not only help with your blood sugar, it helps reduce your A1C levels, it helps with hunger, so you feel very full for a while on this medication. You don't feel hungry. And then it also makes your digestive system work very slowly, so when you eat, you feel full very quickly, and then you feel full for longer amounts of time. So you're not feeling that hunger pain that you normally would not taking this medication. So in a nutshell, Manjaro is a type 2 diabetes medication, but there are many doctors who are willing to prescribe it off-label for weight loss. So bullet number 2 is, how can I get Manjaro? How much is it, and where can I find it, right? So you need a healthcare provider, and it can be a general practitioner, or it can be a diabetes specialist, or it can be an endocrinologist. There are many doctors that specialize in these medications who can prescribe it to you, but you can just as easily call someone on the phone or do like a virtual meeting, and including my doctor, he does Zoom calls also, but they will prescribe it. And these are like Push Health, Sequence Health, Teladoc, Telehealth. So these are all virtual companies that you can easily call and then let them know that you're looking to be prescribed Manjaro. They should ask you a few health questions just like your doctor would, and then they can prescribe you the medication. How much does it cost? So Manjaro right now with absolutely no insurance. So if you went to your doctor, had no insurance, you'd have to pay for your doctor visit, and then he'd prescribe you this medication. You'd walk out of the pharmacy paying right around $1,500. I know, that's crazy. I would not be able to afford that myself. But if you do have private insurance, what is private insurance? Private insurance is basically any entity that is not owned by the government, right? So this is going to be your Blue Cross Blue Shields, your Aetnas, your United Healthcares, your Kelsey-Seybolds, there's gazillion insurance companies, but as long as it's a private owned company, like something your company may offer, you may have private owned insurance that you purchased outside of your job. But if you're going through a government funded insurance like a Medicare, a Medicaid, a VA, anything that the government is helping you pay for, that is not going to include this coupon that you can use, okay? But as long as you have private healthcare insurance, there is a $25 savings card that you can download right off of the website. Take that to your pharmacy, let them know that you have this, and they should code it to where you only pay $25 for the medication. So your insurance would cover a portion of it, and then your Manjaro savings card will cover the rest, and you only pay $25 out of pocket. There will be a video linked at the end of this video showing you exactly how to get to Manjaro.com so that you can print or download this coupon. So bullet number 3 is, what do I eat on Manjaro? What do people eat on Manjaro? So I do know that there's a lot of people who are struggling to eat while on this medication. They feel so full all the time that they feel that they have to force themselves. I will say that I have not yet experienced that. I'm already on the 7.5 milligrams, and I'm still able to eat when I want to eat, regardless if I feel hungry or not. I still can digest the food really well. Can I eat the same portions that I used to eat? Not by any means. I am eating much smaller portions. Sometimes for lunch, I can literally eat half of a peach and maybe like half of a plum and a cheese stick, and I feel stuffed like I had a feast, okay? But I do try to alternate days that I fast and alternate days that I eat. I try not to go eating too low of calories, because I've noticed whether I eat very low in calories or whether I eat a little bit more in calories, I still seem to lose about the same rate, which is 1 to 2 pounds a week. It's very healthy that way. You don't lose so much muscle mass. I will say, for those of you who are asking me, can I do a juice diet on this? Can I do keto on this? Can I do Atkins on this? Yes, you are more than welcome to do anything that works for you. If your body is able to take the keto diet or anything like that and it's showing you success alongside Manjaro, then you are more than welcome to do whatever helps you. For me, I decided to choose to eat a normal diet. I am making much healthier choices. So 80% of the time, I'd say I'm eating pretty healthy, and then the other 20% is for my small indulgences. I will say that when I'm craving something like chocolate or a dessert or anything like that, I try to get full on my vegetables and my protein, and then if I still feel like I need a sweet tooth, I still get a little something. But now it's just picking at it really, because I'm so full that I really don't want to eat anymore. I just need to feel that sweet tooth. For a lot of people, they are not craving sugar any longer. For me, at the beginning, I wasn't craving sugar, but now I'm kind of back to like wanting to indulge in my chocolate once in a while, I will say that my craving for sugar is way, way less. So for me, I decided to just try to eat healthy 80% of the time and then indulge 20. And then I also try to incorporate way more greens instead of like starches and pastas and carbs and stuff like that. So I am making better options, but the reason I chose this for me is because I want this to be long term. Once I get off of Manjaro, when I do get off of it, I want to feel like I'm in those habits and I didn't do something that I'm not going to be able to sustain in the long run. So I know that I wouldn't be able to sustain keto. I wouldn't be able to sustain a juice diet per se. But I can fast. I fasted a majority of my adult life. And I can also keep eating foods that I like my greens and things of that nature. So that's what I chose to do. Bullet number 4, side effects. So side effects that are listed on the actual Manjaro website are going to be pretty much all GI tract
GI tract websites. What the?
GI tract symptoms. So for the most part, it's going to be your diarrhea, and I will list them here so that you can read through them. But it's going to be diarrhea, constipation, vomiting, nausea, feeling fullness, headaches. Those are all going to be listed on the website. Now, symptoms that other people have been experiencing, myself included, that are not on the website, but it seems to be a majority of people are complaining about this, is exhaustion, either feeling tired or feeling your body feeling very tired, like very sore, like you ran a marathon, like you did a lot of exercise and now you're hurting and your joints are hurting. Which translates into joint pain. So I was experiencing a lot of joint pain in my wrists in the beginning. I know like my cousin is experiencing in her knees and her ankles. A lot of people are experiencing back pain, but hip pain. I also have the hip pain in my joints there. So that's something that is not listed on the website. A lot of people are experiencing cold intolerance. I myself am experiencing I feel really cold in certain rooms. My feet get cold at night. I get chills, and that was not normal for me before. I mean, I've always been the type of person, like I have my personal heater at work, but I could, I wasn't like shivering or anything. And now I find myself having a lot of chills and just having generally a cold intolerance. Another symptom is severe abdominal pain. So I have a few of you letting me know that you are experiencing severe abdominal pain. I would please urge you to have that conversation with your healthcare provider, because a lot of these healthcare providers are not necessarily maybe going through all the questions and they're just prescribing it, and maybe you don't get into detail. I would get into detail with my doctor, and he did make it very clear to me that if I experience severe abdominal pain that started from my stomach and then maybe geared into my back, could be pancreatitis. He said that is a very severe symptom, and he said that I must reach immediate help if this happens, and he told me that I needed to go to an emergency should I experience severe abdominal pain on this medication. All right, number 5, how long do I have to be on Manjaro? That is a question that I get often. People ask me, is this something that you're going to take lifelong? Is this something that you're going to take until the coupon expires? What's going to happen, when you can't afford it anymore? For me, because I am pre-diabetic, insulin resistant, and morbidly obese. So this is not a medication that I have to rely on to stay healthy. For many of my diabetics, they may have to stay on it long term, just like you would on Saxenda or Trulicity or Ozempic or any of the other weekly injections that you put on. But for me, because I am looking to avoid becoming diabetic, I intend to stay on it as long as I can while I can afford it to get to my goal. So once I get to my goal and maintain a couple of months, my doctor said more than likely I wouldn't have to stay on this medication. How long is that going to be? I don't know. It could be 9 months. It could be a year. It could be until the coupon expires, and I have to know that I have to set my mind to losing as much weight, getting to my goal, and then learning to maintain my weight for at least 3 months so that I feel like it's a habitual, eating schedule and I understand how to manage my weight without gaining or losing. So I don't plan to stay on it long term myself, but for people who are depending on this medication to control their blood sugar levels, their A1C levels, then it's a little bit different. So everyone's going to be on their own schedule. So really, there is no way to say whether this is something that people would stay on long term or short term. Like I said, depending on your health, it really depends on how long you will be on it. I think the most popular question is, how much weight have you lost and how much weight do you think I'll lose on Manjaro? Now, I will say that if I were you, I wouldn't set my mind on very high expectations on Manjaro. I think early on, there were a lot of people who were talking about how they were losing crazy amounts of weight loss on Manjaro in the beginning. That is not the norm for most people. A lot of people are losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, if that. I have a lot of people commenting here on my YouTube channel expressing their frustration because they've been on the 2.5, 3 or 4 weeks and have only lost 1 or 2 pounds. Now, remember that depending on how much you put into your diet is how much you're going to gain from it, right? So if you're someone who is not at all changing your eating habits, you're still eating a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs, you're not doing like an 80-20, you're doing like a 50-50, or, you know, just keeping all your unhealthy eating habits, then the weight loss is probably going to be a little bit longer for you. But if you're someone who goes drastic and feels like they're not eating all day, and when they do eat, it's a green juice or a protein shake and that's all you have, then their weight loss is probably going to be a lot more drastic. You also have to remember that people who start at 3, 4, 500 pounds are going to lose it much, much faster than someone who's starting at, per se, 150 pounds. So you don't want to compare yourself to anyone else. You just want to kind of give yourself guidance and understand that depending on your weight, your size, your height, your metabolism, your hormones, all that's going to take into effect how much you lose on this journey. So please, please, please keep in mind, you guys, I can't stress this enough. I am one of those people who is only losing 1 to 2 pounds a week if I'm lucky, because there are weeks that I stall 3 or 4 weeks at a time and I don't lose anything. And although I lost 6 pounds initially on 1 week, or maybe 3 pounds in 2, whatever that may be, the average is still 1 to 2 pounds. Number 8, measurements. So measurements, I want to stress this to you guys so much because if you've seen the last video that I posted, it was me exactly, let me see, that was March, April, May, June, July, August. That was exactly about 5.5 months, because I took that picture on March 31st, and then the second picture, the after, I took that like on Monday of this week, so it would have been the 15th, September 15th, I think. Don't quote me on that, but so yes, it was about 5.5 months apart, and you will see the huge difference, and I will put that picture here so you guys can look at that in case you didn't get to watch the video. So you will see that there is a huge difference between the before picture and the after picture, and I'm so happy that my coworkers snapped that picture of me, because I, like many of you, shied away from pictures when I get to my heaviest like that. I'm just embarrassed and I just feel ashamed, and I don't want to be seen in pictures, which no more. I will never do that again, because I really want to enjoy every memory while I'm on this earth. I just want you guys to remember that it's really important, even if you take it just for yourself, so that you can see the difference, you know, when you get frustrated, when you're feeling like you're not losing. When I've been stuck at 40 to 42 pounds, teeter-tottering for about a month now. And so, you know, seeing this picture really made me feel like, wow, what a difference. And just in my face, my arms, there's so many areas where you can totally tell that I've lost the 42 pounds. Okay, so measurements is also a big one for me. Taking your measurements around your waist, around your arms, around your thighs, around your hip and butt area. I mean, when you're frustrated on the scale, you can celebrate non-scale wins, right? By looking at your measurements. Even if you've gone down an inch in your waist, you're gonna see, wow, I was that much bigger just a few weeks ago. Or, you know, I've shrank this much in a month. My arms have gone down 2 inches. My thighs have gone down about 3 inches. So that's insane. And sometimes when I get frustrated on the scale, I go back and look at these measurements and I think, wow, I've come a long way. Just be patient. You know, the weight loss will come. The inches are coming off. And that's what's important, is that you're working to a healthier. And last but not least are the cons. What are the cons of being on this medication? Well, one of them is dependency, and I think I speak for myself and a lot of others that I'm beginning to feel like I need this. Like, I'm not going to be successful if I'm not on it. I'm waiting for my next shot, especially when you get to the third week of any one dose. You start to feel hungrier. Many of you have expressed that to me. Also, once you get to the 2.5, like the third week of 2.5 and the fourth week of 2.5, you start to get hungrier sooner and sooner, and you feel like, oh my God, I need to get on the next dose because I'm already experiencing hunger. That happened to me going from the 2.5 to the 5, from the 5 to the 7.5. And see, once you get to a bigger dose, you don't feel any hunger. This week I have felt zero hunger. And so I know it's because I bumped from the 5.0 to the 7.5, and so my body got an extra boost. So I fear myself that I will become dependent of this medication and feel like once I get off of it, I'm not going to be able to do it alone, especially when those hunger pains come back, because my doctor did make it very clear to me this last time when I complained about feeling hunger. And he's like, that is perfectly normal. And you know, once you get off this medication, all those hunger pains are going to come back, and you're going to have strong enough mindset to know not to eat certain foods or not to eat certain portions. He's like, so in the meantime, I need you to really, really focus on your portion control so that once you're off of this medication, you'll know how much to eat. The other con is that it does come with some contraindications. I don't know, it's a long word like that. I'll put it right here, contraindications. So these are things that some health conditions that you may have that would make you not a good candidate for this medication. If you have a family history of thyroid cancer, specific thyroid cancer, if you have a history of pancreatitis, it can worsen it, or it can also create pancreatitis. It can also give you gallbladder problems, gallstone or gallbladder problems. I believe it's on the website. Not known what will happen if you end up pregnant while on this medication. It's been known to have birth defects in mice, and so that's why they sometimes stress if you are at the childbearing years, or if you're on birth control also, it can lessen the effect of your birth control, because since it's slowing down the absorption of certain nutrients and stuff like that, they're afraid that your oral contraceptives may not be as strong because it's not digesting it normally, right? And so there's a lot of things that you have to consider when being on this medication. Also, it's a very brand new medication to the market. So honestly, we're all kind of playing the game here, and we're all kind of probably hoping that 5 years from now, there's not a commercial on TV that says,
if you or a family member took Manjaro, you can now file a lawsuit with blah, blah, blah law firm, and you may be entitled to up to $5 million.
Yeah, let's hope that is not any of us, because I've seen that happen with birth control. I've seen that happen with many medications that have come along the way that kind of were new. They had a big buzz at the beginning and then made a lot of people sick in the long run. So let's hope that we are not part of that. So those are just a few of the cons that I can think of, is the dependency, the feeling like you need the medication, some of the major side effects that can come along with it, like certain types of cancers, and also the potential effects it can have to your pancreas and things of that nature, and that it's such a new medication that we don't know what the long-term side effects will be. So always make sure that you have these open and candid conversations with your healthcare provider so that they can give you the best information. All right, so you guys, if you're still here, then this video deserves a like. But if you are new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I love doing this kind of content for you, and I plan to have much more content similar to this on my channel here on a weekly basis. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it informative, and if at anything inspirational or motivational to you, please leave it in the comments if you have any questions regarding this medication. We have a great community here, and people are always ready to help and offer suggestions, or maybe share something about their journey that they've experienced, that they have experienced. I know there's probably a lot of things that I didn't talk about, but in the context of trying to keep this video consolidated to under 30 minutes, I'm sorry, I keep hitting you. We are, trying to consolidate the information as much as possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really appreciate you spending the time with me. And as always, talk soon. You guys, I almost forgot to mention exercise. So exercise is something that people always ask me, do you have to exercise while on this medication? I will say that my first 3 months, I spent that on Wegovy/Manjaro, and I did very little exercise at that time, and I was still able to lose 21 pounds within the 3-month range. With Manjaro, I have slowly started adding cardio, and so my doctor asked me to do 90 minutes a week. So I've been able to surpass that easily. I did start very slowly. I was walking maybe a mile to a mile and a half at the very beginning, and it was only once or twice a week. I have now increased to walking about 5 days out of the 7 days in the week. So now I'm also jogging intermittently, and I am doing about 2.5 to 3 miles a day. So do I feel that you have to exercise to lose on this journey? No, I do not. Would I recommend it? Maybe for health benefits, like working your heart out, getting your circulation flowing. I will say that I feel much better now that I've done cardio for a longer amount of time. I'm not swelling as easily. I'm not as winded when I walk. I'm not as winded when I'm talking to you guys doing these videos. I know at the beginning, if I talk too much or too fast, I would start to run out of breath, and I don't feel that I experience that anymore. So I do recommend you starting very slowly if it's not something that you've been used to doing. Like myself, I started very slowly, and then I started upping the speed in my walking, and now, like I said, I've incorporated a little bit of jogging. Don't feel ashamed. You know, everyone starts somewhere. I know for me, I'm always embarrassed to start working out when I'm at my heaviest because I feel embarrassed to be out there. But at this point, I enjoy my walks, and if I don't do it like today, I feel kind of guilty, and I feel like I missed that sunshine on my skin. So make sure you guys start to incorporate a little something just to get that heart pumping and get your circulation going. I did also want to add one more thing, you guys. If this journey is making you miserable, because I have had a few people comment that they are absolutely miserable on this medication, that they spend most of their days vomiting, that they can't eat hardly anything without feeling sick or feeling like they have to vomit their food or have extreme diarrhea, and it's hard for them to function because they feel so tired and they're constantly, experiencing diarrhea and vomiting. I would say that this is probably not going to be the medication for you, and that's okay. Just because this medication didn't work doesn't mean that there isn't something else out there that isn't going to help you. I just feel that in order for you to be successful on a journey, you have to be able to sustain this. And unfortunately, if you're not able to live your normal life, then you have to think about what's best for you and your lifestyle, right? So if you're constantly sick or feeling like you don't want to get out of bed because you're going to have diarrhea and vomiting all day, then that's probably not a good sign, you guys. I would definitely talk to my healthcare provider and see what they have to say about that.